everybody. It's your girl Sherry, and welcome back to another episode of Alleged Actually podcast. Tonight, we are doing our Bravo Bestie breakdown. You guys know my Bravo Bestie, Joey. What's up, Joey?
Hello.
But
Joey.
yes, but tonight we have a guest with us, another Bravo Bestie, and another Bravo expert, honey. She knows her way around Bravo. Listen,
And I know a few producers.
so y'all are in for some serious tea. Now, before we get into the recap, because we're going to recap the Valley reunion part 3, and then we're going to get into some Bravo tea.
Jax.
Um, I just want to say, guys, if you're new here, welcome. Over here, we do reality TV recaps. We do pop culture segments. I did one recently with Sins and Survivors podcast. Shout out to them. Sean and the one and only John, thank you. We did a great piece together. I'm very proud of it on Showtime's Gigolo's reality star, Ash Armand.
That's my show.
Yeah. It was a good show. And
So,
sadly, he committed a very heinous unaliving of Herline Dulai back in July of 2020. So it's a compelling story, y'all. It's a lot of facts. We did a lot of deep dives and research. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's already on the show listed. Give it a watch. All right, so let's talk about what did you think? I'm going to go to Amira, since Joey has already given his piece on what he felt on season 2 of The Valley. I want to get her thoughts on season 2 before we get into the actual recap of part 3.
season 2 of The Valley. Okay, so they robbed us of a reunion for season 1. So they basically just jumped right into season 2. Where I'm so sorry, this is TMI, but the season finale for The Valley, I went into labor.
Oh.
I literally went into labor, and that was, and I don't remember what happened, so I had to go back and rewatch everything, and it's like I kind of feel like a flip flopper with the show, because on one episode I'm like, yeah, Team Michelle, and then on the next episode I'm like, no, maybe Michelle did cheat with Aaron, and he knows too much, and like Isabella saying "I love you" to him is huge to me, guys. I'm sorry. You call me dramatic. You call me a bitter. First of all, I'm a wife, not a baby mama. You can call me whatever you want, but I love you to another man that's not your father at that age. It's just weird. But the whole season, I feel, was surrounded about Jax and his mental health problems. And Alex Baskin, if you're listening, sir, you have given Jax a platform for domestic violence, for drugs, for blaming his son's autism on vaccines. We all know that Jax is a mag rat. And it's just they gave Jax too much of a platform. And Jax saying, you know what? I agree when he says, this is my show. This is my show. 'Cause
That's
it's
what it
all
is.
about Jax.
Yeah.
And honestly, a season 3 without Jax would be very refreshing. And I think that's what the fans need. We
Yeah.
don't need Jax sending Brittany rage texts from rehab. So I've never heard of a rehab that gives you your phone.
Girl, me neither.
But
Right.
I feel like season 2 was just, and then they snuck Sheena in like for 2.5 seconds about, like, I mean, Sheena will do anything she'll go to the opening of an envelope, that one. And Alala too. It's like, ladies, 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 we don't need you guys. I like Nia. She's so gentle. She's so sweet. Kristen. Now, Kristen, I was never a Kristen fan. I was always like, she's so mean. But growing up, Kristen was never the villain.
I know. Isn't it crazy
Growing
to
up,
go back?
Kristen was gaslit. She was verbally abused, physically abused by James Kennedy, allegedly. Same Rachel backs up her story, so allegedly they're both not lying. But Kristen Mariposa, what was that? Her butterfly thing? She's a Mariposa. That's how true it is. A bug just landed on me. She's a Mariposa. She became a butterfly. She got her baby. She has Luke. I have no complaints about Kristen, but Jax can go.
Agreed. So, Joey, let me get your thoughts on part 3. Were you pleased at the amount of pressure that was applied on Janet and
Yeah.
Jason, or do you think there should have been more?
I mean, yes, it's true for like both. Like
Right.
our episode 3 or part 3 was what I was like looking for. I was looking for like the
Yeah.
Janet pylon. I've been waiting for the Janet
They
pylon
pick and
since
choose.
I've been
They
waiting for
pick
the
and
Janet pylon
choose.
since like season 1. We finally got it. Do I think it could have been more?
It
100%.
was nothing. If you think that was it was nothing. They let
No,
her
it
ice
was.
skate.
It was. And like I said in like online earlier today, I was like, everyone spent season 1 having to tiptoe around Janet because she was pregnant, and then we watched 3 episodes of her and her miserable husband just screaming at 2 pregnant women the entire
Yes.
time.
I was
It's
just gonna
crazy.
say Janet was. I think she gave birth. I think her son is. I don't know. We were pregnant at the same time. That's all I know. But I guess I was pregnant because it was filmed the year before, so we were pregnant at the same time during the show. Never have I ever once during my pregnancy used pregnancy as an excuse besides food. Besides
Yeah.
me wanting food or a McDouble, I never used pregnancy as an excuse. You want to argue with me? Let's argue. But then they went and belittled Kristen and Nia.
Yeah, it was rough the way they, and particularly, well, let's just start it off. They opened back up with Danny still in the hot seat, which
I have a
it,
question. Do you guys think it's true?
do we think what's true? That
The rumors about Daddy SIA, those women.
I think that he could be handsy when he gets
yeah,
drunk, but I
A
think that what
lot of
I need to
guys
go
are, so.
but what I need to go back to is that like it's not a crime, it's a friend group. And
right.
like I am like then like the
Wait,
number
press
one
pause
like
a second and
arresting it right
rewind.
now.
They were a friend group before Jax and Kristen banged.
But regardless, right? Exactly my point. So like I am handsy with my friends when I'm not drinking. Never mind like when I'm drinking, they're my
So am I.
friends. There's no
I
ill
agree
intent
with you, Joseph. I agree with you there because I'm a very touchy person. I love hugs. I love to say I love you. I'm
there.
very hands on. Like that's me. My son, all he knows is hugs and loves and kisses. So imagine me drunk at a bar. I have someone.
Right.
Hold on. Let me tell you what I have her saved under. Hold on.
Who?
Where'd she go?
I have
Who?
someone in my phone book saved under Amy Bory. Hold on. Where'd I go? Wait, I'm here. I have
You're in.
someone in my phone book saved under Amy Bory. Really nice dress. Came out of nowhere. Hideout. Okay? Hideout is a bar that I used to go to. So I'm friends with everyone. She had a
Right.
nice dress, so I took her number.
Understood.
Whoever's beeping, I wish very bad things on them. Very bad things.
All right, I'm gonna mute you just for a second, Amir.
But yeah,
Hold on, hold on 1 second. So Joey, real quick.
Yeah.
So when, like you said, they did do exactly what we said, that, as far as they put her in the hot seat as they should. What I could not understand though was the fact that despite how many times Nia, Danny, Kristen chimed in and said, look, he's apologized multiple times. He has, sat with Jasmine and Melissa. I mean, he has done all the things, and they had even sat and they've made amends, when they sat in the pool when they were in Hawaii, and then they just kept bringing it up. And I think that's what was unbelievable. And they did not back off at the reunion. They kept going and going and going and going. And it was just hard to watch. I felt so bad for them. I'll give Andy credit. And let me make sure, let's see here. Let me make sure you're good here.
I have a
I will give
question. Didn't Melissa's Jasmine's girlfriend tell her to drop it? Melissa say drop it?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she went
she got
Yeah,
ballistic.
numerous times too, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. She yelled and told them, look, enough is enough. Stop talking about it. So if it wasn't an issue, and Jasmine really, disappointed me too, because she would go back and forth. And it was like, girl, which one is it? You know what I mean? Do you forgive him or do you want to come back and raise it? And I'm not
The
minimizing.
thing with Jasmine from both seasons now, I feel like she just wants to be accepted by everybody. So if
Yeah.
I'm telling you we're drinking lemonade tonight, we're drinking lemonade tonight. But
Yeah.
if I tell her we're drinking sweet tea, we're drinking sweet tea. You know what I feel like she's just to go with she's a flip flop.
Yeah. I
Yes.
give you that. I give you that. I definitely give you that. Um, when Janet tried to double down and say, look, this has happened multiple times, because Nia got really upset and she was like, look, you keep saying that, like, every time he drinks he goes out and grabs women. And she's like, well, it's happened multiple times
Multiple
since.
times.
And so she was like,
Where are
even
the
everyone on the
stories? Where are the
stage.
articles?
Well, they
What did someone sell an article? Or what
I
did
don't know
someone?
about
We have TikTok. We have all our videos. We whip out our phone. If so, I saw PK, I whipped out my phone and I took a picture with him.
well, okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm serious. I saw him in Del
I mean, you're
Frisco's.
right. If his behavior was that bad, you would think there would be some footage somebody would have released by now. I would
I-
think.
Or just to think that they live in such a small rural area, right?
It's true.
Wouldn't him being a pervert like have parents' antennas up? Like I don't want my kids around him.
You know
I'm
what?
just looking at it like from a mother's point of view.
You're
Yeah.
right, and I've never thought about that, but like there would definitely be like a viral TikTok story of someone saying like we were out at a bar and Danny was wild. Like there's
Yeah.
zero. It's radio silence about him
I mean,
besides
there's
that.
everything about Jack sleeping with the women in his bar for payment, but there's nothing about Danny. I mean,
That's
I,
true.
I don't know. I just don't believe it. I feel like they're just trying to assassinate the poor guy's character.
They absolutely are. And
100%.
then there was the moment where Janet said that, everyone on the stage knows that is true. And then Michelle spoke up and said, well, Brittany, there was that time at your party that you said that you felt uncomfortable. Well, Brittany tries to explain it, saying, well, yeah, you did get drunk and you kind of followed me around. You got flirty, but you didn't touch me. And so Andy was like, yeah. And he's like, so then what y'all are saying is not true, because you said he did the same thing multiple times, indicating that he grabbed a woman's butt or grabbed a
The
woman.
way that Michelle insinuated it, you would think that he went up to Brittany and she was wearing her Hooters outfit and he jiggled her balloons, okay? They're really trying to assassinate this dude's
It
character. I don't
is.
understand why.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel bad for Nia because her voice breaking and being pregnant. I try not to cry pregnant.
Yeah.
So her voice breaking while she was pregnant, I felt terrible for her. Hi, how are you? I honestly thought to myself, sorry, um, like why are they doing that to this girl? She's pregnant. She's obviously so far along. Her and Kristen were however many weeks apart, but it's like
1 week apart.
leave them alone. Like let
Yeah.
them be that little family of four. Like, are you guys upset that the viewers like them? Is that what it
Yes,
is?
that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because and then this is another thing. I don't mean to jump ship here, but all Bravo lebs, but I'll name Tamrat for one, says that we are bots. No, Tamra, if you're watching this, I'm a real person. I don't like you. I don't think you're a good person. I'm not hired by anyone to write things about you. Like these Bravo lebs don't understand that we're real people and we don't like them. I hope that Stephanie from Miami is one and done this season.
Ugh, preach.
Oh, yeah.
She's dressed like Matilda, not Matilda, Madeline. Madeline,
Yeah.
and and I don't believe Masood, her husband, upgrade. I think she upgraded her own room. I don't even think her husband likes her, and she should worry about her house that's allegedly in foreclosure.
Ooh. Ooh. More about that in a bit, y'all. Wow.
I mean,
Okay. So we got.
I could cite my sources, honey. So
I
I
believe
mean,
you, honey. That's why we got
everything
you
here
here.
on this podcast is alleged. But I will cite
Absolutely.
my source.
Is it?
If Stephanie comes for me, I'll cite my source, which is public record.
Gotcha. All right.
Housewives, anybody who wants to go on Housewives, never forget your mortgage, your house, your car. It's all public record.
That's true, guys. Yikes. All right. Well, We're gonna pivot back to the valley. Andy asked Jasmine about when in Santa Barbara when she said that she knew Danny had a drinking problem. This conversation really got on my nerves. And he asked Danny, did he think he had a drinking problem? And Jasmine piped in and said, "Look, I only said that because of what you did, because I felt like you would have had to have had a drinking problem in order to do what you did." And then he says to everyone, Danny was like, "No, oh no." Jason pipes in and says, "Danny, do you think you have a drinking problem?" Jason made me want to come through the screen and strangle him. Um, and Danny was like, "No, I haven't had a drink in weeks." And then Jason says, like everyone on this stage has a drinking problem, which I thought, dude, how are you speaking for the whole cast?
Yeah, you can't speak for the whole cast, but I could speak for Danny saying that if I'm going on an all expense paid trip by Bravo, you better believe I'm hitting every bottle that I see. And yes, I will be passed out face first on a bed somewhere and someone checking for my pulse, okay? Having kids is hard. He
It
has
is.
more than one.
It
And
is.
then thinking that he has a drinking problem because he lets loose when he goes out or is out with them, then I mean, then yeah, he's right. Then every one of them on the stage do have a drinking problem because they all act the same. They all act the same.
Yeah,
He just
fair.
doesn't have his kids. And they all want to keep insinuating that he touchy, touchy. I just think that the guy is happy to be without his kids for an hour or two.
Of course.
Right.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, and we've said that, Joey, many times. It's like when dude gets out, him and me, they want to lay their hair down. And as again, when you're within your friend group, you should feel safe enough to
But
be able
I
to.
noticed about Nia that she protects herself in front of those girls. She doesn't really let loose in front of them.
I
I
Probably.
would
don't.
put myself against them too. Those aren't
Yeah,
your friends.
I don't trust.
Yeah.
I don't trust them as far as I could throw them. But
No.
Nia doesn't let loose in front of those girls ever, ever. I haven't. If you could show me an episode, I'll eat my words. But I don't
No,
really.
you're right. She doesn't.
I wouldn't let loose in front of them either.
No, absolutely not. You can't trust them. I mean, they're looking for any opportunity to try to disband
I
the
have a
myth that they
question.
are the
Do you
trick.
guys believe that Brittany throwing up and all her stomach problems was because of Jax, or do you guys think it was because of drinking and she fixed her drinking?
No,
No,
because of Jax,
it was
definitely.
oh, it was all Jax.
That
Yeah,
was all Jax, right? I feel like Jax thinks that it's like I'm the best person ever. No one's better than me. Like I'm so smart, my brain hurts. Like I don't know. Like Jack, I read a blind on you know me, Joey. I like to do crazy days and nights. I read a blind saying that Jax isn't done with Bravo. So what are they gonna bring him back for?
No one's gonna watch anything he's back on.
absolutely not. Because I thought that he had announced that he was no longer going to be with. He wasn't coming back to the Valley anyway, and
He's
they
not
all said
coming back to the Valley, but on the blind it said that this bar star isn't done with Bravo just yet. And you know how Bravo is. They came up with which I need season two ASAP of Next Gen NYC, but they keep coming up with different shows. So maybe they told Jax, zip it, get off the valley, and we'll give you something else.
I mean, listen, at this point, it wouldn't shock me, but I sincerely hope not because fans alike are calling for him to please get off of our
I
screens.
don't
It doesn't
think
help.
I don't think Jax should be on the show because of the way that he treated Zach. Because he said to him, "Look at you, all the way at the end of the couch, Jax. Look at you, unemployed, unemployed. You're unemployed, sir." He just is better than everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of that. Like, humble yourself because he was saying how, oh, during COVID, I had to do this, I had to do that. If you had to do all those things, then why weren't you paying your bills?
That part, that part. I mean, we know he's like a case book study of a narcissist, and I mean, he's exhibiting all those qualities. And again, I say Brittany is also exhibiting qualities of someone that is suffering from narcissist abuse. I mean, we'll get
Yeah,
to it.
but I feel like he's turning her into one too because how do I put this? She says to him, "Oh, you're not allowed to see Cruz unless blah 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 blah." Now the drug tests, I agree with, but don't hold that kid over him. Don't hold that. Don't do that. Like, don't do that
She
because
does
you
do
just
that.
don't. She does do that. She does it a lot. It's not like she's done it once or twice. She does it a lot. And it's like, Brittany, why? We're all rooting for you. Why are you doing this? Why?
I
Because
think
he's
she's
so.
still hurt. And then the fact that she said she doesn't
Of
want him
course, she's
around.
still hurt. She was in
Yeah.
love with him, but
Yeah.
just give us a reason to root for you, and let's not use Cruz as a pawn.
Fair assessment. Completely fair.
She'll
Um,
say that I don't do that. I just do it so that he's not high around my son. I don't want him around my son if he's on drugs.
I like your Brittany accent. I do want it at times as well. So,
Meemaw's beer cheese.
oh my
Yeah.
God, I know. And I'm
He
Southern
took
now.
it off his menu, Jax.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at this point, Brittany chimes back in and she says, "Look, Danny, no one thinks you're a bad person. It's just that we think when you drink, you get out of character." And then they switch gears to Jason not wearing his wedding ring rumor, which again, Andy makes the comment that it was them. They had laughed about it at the shark party like it was no big deal. And then, he was like, why then go to debunk the rumor and go get the ring tattoos? And Janet says that it wasn't to debunk it. It's that, Jason's always wanted a tattoo. She's always wanted a ring tattoo. So they went to do that to kind of make fun of themselves and make a David, which we all know is a lie. Anything to like keep the storyline going. It was retarded, or excuse me, it was dumb. But I just,
It
it
was
just,
foolish. Okay,
very,
that's the right. It was
that's the proper right.
foolish.
It was foolish.
Okay, and the no one ever who wants to tattoo their finger.
I mean,
Just
there
keep
are
the
people
ring
that do it.
on.
There are
It's
people
not
that do
it's
it.
not hard to keep a ring on.
Yeah, but a lot of people do that. But what got me was Zach nailed it. That Janet and Jason took this as their moment to, we're going to run with this so we have a storyline, because they had no storyline all season besides talking about everybody else. So
But
they
I
really
have a
did
question. Now,
utilize it.
this is my question for season 3. Do you think Andy's going to listen to us and get rid of them?
Bravo's never listened to the viewers.
No,
Ever.
but have y'all seen the announcement? It came out in July where Kristen said she's not coming back, which
Kristen said she's not coming back if Janet comes back.
it said in the.
Yeah, but you know what, though? We've heard that on Jersey for years. They'll both be
That's
back.
true too. That's true too. That is true.
I don't see Jersey coming back.
But for many a year, they both kept saying if one comes back, I'm not coming back, and then they were both back. So we have at least like 5 more
Yeah,
seasons.
but this time it's different. I don't know. Jersey's up in the air,
I'm not
and
talking about this time. I'm talking about years prior. They kept
oh yeah,
saying,
years
Yeah,
prior.
when they
But
went back and forth.
I
Yeah.
even Melissa, that's grifting sprinkle cookies. She commented and said that's not true. So I I I don't see them in the same room together ever again.
they'll be back.
You think so?
You heard it here first.
Okay. Y'all heard it, right?
Fuck it.
Y'all, I
Fuck that
think
too. Listen. My Jersey dream cast would be. I
We're
hate
not
to say
talking
it.
about Jersey.
Yeah, but Melissa,
Will
Teresa,
you focus?
focused.
focus back on the valley. All right, here we go. I thought what was really, really funny is when Zach says he believes they talked about it and when it, like you said, for a storyline. And Kristen says now they are relevant. And Andy's like, do you need to thank Kristen for making you relevant? But she's like, now we're dealing with people thinking that the rumor's true and questioning his character. And Kristen's like, honey, no one cares. And I was like, because no one does.
Not about Jason. No one cares about Jason. And
cares.
you're nervous that people are going to question Jason's character. Meanwhile, Janet's allowed to say whatever she wants about everyone else on like the show without any concern for what people are going to think about their character.
Janet, just her mouth moves and then she doesn't even think about it. And then when she does think about it, she's like, but I was right. No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
No.
Yeah, her mouth definitely goes off before her brain, and then I feel like she's too proud to admit when she ever makes a mistake, so she just chooses to double down.
It had to be, because I just could not understand why.
It must be hard to be married to her.
I would think, but I mean, he just seems to be so, I don't know, not with it, but the fact that at no point, because a lot of times in the reunion, they're trying to do some sort of resolution on a subject. I think Andy really wanted to wrap it up, and she just would not stop. I mean, it even went into her double down and saying, actually using the term again, SA. And then Jason saying, well, no, technically we looked it up. Well, Zach said he looked it up too, but that it was actually battery with the definition. And it just kept going. I felt so bad. You could see the defeat on Danny's face, and Nia was,
And my thing is that that their kids are gonna see this one day.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely.
Just like Janet's son will see this one day, but he'll see his mother being a bully.
Absolutely, because yeah, I mean the way that they went at him, and I just wonder, like moving forward for season 3, how will it work? Because if I was Dana and Nia, I wouldn't want to film with Janet nor Jason. I mean, their words are inflammatory, right? I mean,
yeah, but just like Joseph said, ultimatums don't really work out.
True.
And if I was him, I would film with them, and I would dig deep, and I would find something. I would find something.
It's not really their character. I mean, Danny tried with the whole Jax thing when he tried to like redeem himself against Jax, and it just kind of, this is Jax's character, that just didn't land as well. But it just, I would hope, and I mean,
yeah, but when Jax says anything, like I always consider the source, and Jax is the source, so I just it's like, eh. But if someone else says it, like Andy Cohen, then maybe I'll believe it. But Jax, you're better off believing someone in 7-Eleven over Jax.
I agree. Then they go into Janet and Jasmine's friendship, the fact that it's fractured and why. And Kristen chimes in and talks about how Janet is very different on camera than she is when she's not filming.
I think Janet self-produces.
No doubt.
Definitely, yeah. I just don't know what her end game was. To be the villain is one thing, but to take it as far as she's taken it, and I know that she's read comments. So you would think, again, at the reunion, there would be some, okay, well, maybe I overreacted. Or, I just was so fiercely protective of Jasmine. Say something and then try to wrap it up. She would not stop. And so I just,
I feel like, okay, so I actually was saying this to someone before. I feel like when someone tells a lie so much that they start to believe themselves. So I think Janet has said this so many times that in her brain, which I call a peanut, anywho, in her little peanut brain, she believes herself.
It's a valid point. I mean, she probably does. But again, right, she was a huge, Bravo fan, so she knows how it goes. So for her, she probably thinks that she's self-producing, really.
That's
really
Bravo's problem, too. Bravo lover 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop hiring fans. Stop.
We talk about that all the time.
Because I could be a housewife. Stop hiring fans. Enough. We don't want them.
Yeah.
We don't want them.
Agreed.
They've hired way too many fans, and I'm over the fans.
Yeah.
I'll take like Rhode Island. I doubt they're fans. I hope they're not fans, but if they are fans, then we'll learn our lesson. But we'll see.
They're a fresh franchise, so let's hope not. I mean, I hope not. I mean, it's so much more refreshing when they find a housewife that actually works, or a castmate that actually works. Listen, they finally get through Jasmine and Janet's relationship, where she basically says that she was hurt because she was trying to actually talk to Jason. Janet kept cutting her off. They talk about Janet having care and energy, and that's the question Andy asked, that Brittany had to adjust her strap when everybody else raised their hand when he said, "Show of hands, who here thinks that Janet's a Karen?" And yeah, she got stuck right about here. Yeah, y'all. Yeah,
She's a nightmare.
she really is. She
And
really,
like,
really
It's
is.
worse than a Karen.
yeah, and like Jason, like I get like supporting like your wife, but the way he kept saying like, "I watched the show. I watched. Did you watch the show? What show was he watching?"
You know what
Right?
Jason's doing, right? He's defending the indefensible.
But that's why I keep saying like I don't like you're a corporate defense lawyer, but you kind of seem like a criminal defense lawyer because like your wife is a criminal. And the way you defend her is like great if you were a criminal defense lawyer, but stop asking. Well, I watched the show, or what show
Do you know how
did
many
you
tickets she
watch?
probably got out of my husband's a lawyer?
Ugh.
No. But yeah, I mean, that was crazy. And I could see, and it was so sad because Kristen was getting so hyped. And Luke was trying to calm her down, but she was just like, at one point, like, I can't with these people. This is just ridiculous. It
But
was.
I'm telling you, Janet definitely sits there and drills it in to her husband's brain, like, this is what you're gonna say, like,
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
It
I
has
agree.
to be.
because
I
there's
do.
no, there ain't no way that I could sit there and defend any of Janet's actions, and this man sits there and defends them,
Yeah.
Every single one.
Oh, yeah.
and he's not embarrassed. He sits there and defends them with a straight face. I'd be
Yeah.
under the pillow. I'd be under the couch. I'd ask for a commercial break, but not him.
So then, y'all, they bring up when Jax had just got out of rehab and they did the whole Brit Spar thing to kind of hype Brittany up to make her feel better since he was getting out and she was so anxious. And of course, Jax talks about how it hurt him so much. And then he mixes up the two incidents because there was that, and then there was a time when Jasmine and Kristen were there to talk to Schwartz, where she talked about how he had not paid their mortgage when Jasmine threw his sign in the trash, which those were two different incidences. Nonetheless, then Andy asked, was Zach allowed in his bar? And Jax is like, no. And, Brittany's like, I've had him in there with me several times. Your partners are happy to have him there. And then Zach goes into like, I don't understand your animosity toward me. And I didn't realize he was like, Jax, he's always been, of course, we know he's a ride or die for Brittany. But he also mentions the fact that he was ride or die for Jax
Can
too.
I just can I just point out? Do
Mhm.
you guys remember the episode where Jackson, Brit, and Zach and Brittany were talking, and Jax comes into the room, and Cruz says goodbye to Zach. I don't know. I'll pull up the clip if I have to. The way Cruz runs to Zach, I think that bothers Jax.
We've
Hmm.
talked about this too. It's true. I
You
think
know
you
what
know
I'm
what?
you know what
I've
I'm talking
never
about,
thought
though.
about it. I've never thought about it bothering Jax like that. Maybe that's the underlying reason, but you're right again.
Could make,
The
yeah.
way that Cruz lights up around Zach, and
Yeah.
he loves him, and he ran to him, and when Jax came into the room,
He
Cruz
recoils. Yeah.
he really didn't like go to his dad the way that he does with Zach. So maybe Zach envies. I'd be
Good
pissed.
observation. Yeah. No, that's a good theory, honestly. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, now that you mention it, yes, I do.
Yeah,
Huh.
he liked Cruz lights up around Zach. So
Hmm.
I think Zach is jealous of Jax is jealous of Zach because Jax has wants the relationship that Zach has with Brittany, but they will never get there because Jax fucked it up. I keep fucking up their names. Excuse my language. But Jax messed up whatever they had, and I don't. Brittany said it. I wouldn't do you with a 10-foot pole. So
Though, sometimes I wonder because did y'all notice the point when they addressed Danny's rumor about the girl in the bar, how Brittany tried to overcompensate and like, no, he's not sleeping with the staff. There was the one girl, it was just a rumor. Remember Jackson went really crazy about that, but no. And Luke was like,
she's still cleaning his mess.
Yeah.
yeah, she does. And I'm sure she's conditioned to do it.
No,
But
I think it's to save the future horror for her son.
and it could be that too, or future horror for herself. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, did they divorce yet? Because he's gonna ask her for alimony now that he's jobless.
At the time of the reunion, they hadn't. I don't know about now, but you're right. You're right, Amira. He pretty much he said that. He said he was
He
waiting to
said,
see.
I need alimony. If Bravo drops me, you need to pay me.
Yeah, and he does blame her. Whether he kind of pulled back on that, but he would definitely blame her for losing his job. Uh huh.
Yeah, but you know what I don't understand is why did Brittany jump from Airbnb to Airbnb? I would have told Jax, pack your coop, get out, and I'll pay the bills, the mortgage. We won't be behind on the mortgage. I won't be in an Airbnb. Get out, go.
I think she was scared to do it, and I think for
Scared of
peace,
what? You call
the sake
911.
of
Look at
peace.
Allie from Vanderpump Rules. All she did was click 911.
True. But I think maybe she just wanted the peace, because if she'd have kicked him out, who's to say that he would have kept coming and showing up at the house and all this and that?
He
She probably
did that anyway with the recording her and the ring cameras in the house, and
did.
girl had no privacy.
He did. He did. So the next part we talk about how we talk a little bit about Jax and his narcissism, how he thinks it was his show. He asked the cast how many of them had heard him say that. Everyone. Also says how that he had said he was going to fire everyone from season 1 because he got a bad edit. And he was like, oh, no, I didn't do that. I don't have the power to do that. And they were all like, we know. And then he goes on to talk to the group about Maui and how Luke, Danny, and Nia pulled off surprising Kristen, who was normally Detective Doty, but they were able to pull off a beautiful proposal, and she did not know anything. He gets into their relationship some, asking them when they knew each other was the one. For Luke, it was a road trip. For Kristen, it came fairly early, but she was really not trying to have anything serious. So she kind of was like trying to dumb down her feelings for him. And but then she realized that he was the one. So, and Andy does make the comment, and I agree that he was really happy for them. And did y'all catch this when he said, let's see the ring again? And when she shows it, and they were like, ooh, and Jason's like, that's over 4 carats, right? And did y'all see how Janet looked at Jason when he was acknowledging her ring?
She's so miserable.
She's full of like envy.
Yes.
She's just envious of anyone that's happier or doing better than her.
Yes.
She's the
1,000.
type of friend that wants to see you do good, but never better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 1,000%. And you know what? We found out that Luke was 8 years younger. I would have, I didn't know that. I mean,
Me either.
Yeah, right.
He looks 8 years older. God forgive me.
I know. He doesn't look that like,
Kristen has a good doctor because he looks. I had.
Oh God. All right. So then we go back to he commends Luke, Danny, and Nia for keeping that away from Kristen. And then they talk about how Jasmine almost, ruined it by asking so many questions. They thought that scene was funny. And then Andy asked Luke why he didn't include Brittany. And he said, we all know why. Because Jax has a big mouth, and he knew the likelihood that she would slip up and tell Jax, which she did anyway. And Andy asked Brittany, which I was kind of surprised, but he asked Brittany, did you, because of being laughed at, did you tell Jax as a form of revenge? And she was like, oh, no, I'd never do that. I don't think it was that. Do y'all think
I
it was?
would never do that. Not me, not Brittany. I'm nice.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
it
like
as a
her,
form
but
of
I'm gonna give her the
revenge.
benefit of the doubt here and say that that's not what that was.
Yeah, I just think she was excited. I think that she's used to
What?
telling him.
No, she was pissed that she wasn't there.
She was that too.
Yeah, she was, but I don't think that she maliciously told Jax.
She probably called Jax. Can you imagine Kristen's getting proposed to and they didn't invite me?
You know what? It could have went down like that. Her telling the story.
Now, she could have done it that way, but I would think that at any time he had to throw her on the bus, he would definitely have said that's how it went down if that were the case. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, why would he do that if she's still telling him things?
Another good point.
Yeah, listen, both good theories. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Good theory. So, of course, she says no.
One thing,
And then,
what before we get to what you said, Jax only rats you out when he's mad at you.
fair.
Brittany didn't piss him off enough.
Fair. That second part, the second and the third part of the reunion, he was just really subdued. He didn't, you notice
He
he was
checked out. He kind of checked out. Yeah.
He barely spoke in part 3 at all.
At all. And even when they tried to kind of go to him with the Frank Dремon thing, he was just kind of like, eh.
He was like, "Who? It's Drummond. It's from Top Gun. Drummond."
Yeah. Naked
I
Gun.
think
Yeah.
he during the break.
He was very chill. Yeah.
He
He's
was.
probably California sober. Allegedly. I don't know what he is.
He actually said that. So he said everything he had given up but that. So yeah, fair. So then they bring up Jesse having a conversation with Luke and Andy. Oh, not with Luke. I'm sorry. Jesse having a conversation with Aaron while they were there. And he asked, was it a good conversation? He said there were some tense moments, I guess, that didn't make it through the edit. But he said overall it was a good conversation. And then Andy asked Michelle the same question, and he asked, well, what did Aaron say when he got back to the room? And she said same. He said it was a good conversation. So, and they do a brief flashback to that. And so
Aaron reminds me of Jody from Miami.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
They both
with
have
you
those
too.
crazy eyes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's so.
yes.
It's the eyes. It's just. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but they remind me of each other.
Yeah, I will give you that. They definitely do. And I think it's what Joey said, them crazy eyes. So Andy keeps asking about like how they're getting along now. And he asked when was the last time he spoke with Aaron. And he said it was during the fires. They had the fires in LA. And she pipes in and says that Aaron actually had to call Jesse because Jesse was being, according to her, unreasonable regarding where Isabella was going to stay because I think it was Michelle's place was kind of in the zone that was deemed possibly dangerous. And they were going
to... her zone was supposed to evacuate.
Right. And he was trying to, according to Jesse, he was trying to figure out, he had it wrong on where, I think they went to Aaron's mom, to where exactly Aaron's mom lived. And so Aaron called and they got it straight.
Listen, you can't blame Jesse. Fire, like, I get frantic over rain, so I can't imagine a wildfire. But if the mother's telling you, Michelle's telling you, Isabella's okay, she's okay, you could talk to her on the phone, why does Aaron have to call?
Well, I think she wanted Aaron to call because she just didn't want to deal with Jesse. She assumed that
she's going to have to deal with him for the rest of her life.
That is true. That is
just
true.
because when the kid turns 18, you think that, no, you still got to deal with them.
I can attest to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then Andy brings up the comment that Kristen made about Janet being a fan. And Andy asked her, what does her being a fan of Vanderpump Rules, like why is that creepy? And she said, nah, it wasn't just that, is that she changed so much on season 1. She gives an example of, I guess, when Jax brought her ex-boyfriend around and to her face, Janet was like supportive, that relationship was really not a good relationship, that he was bad to Kristen. But then in her confessionals, she would say Kristen has admitted that she's done things wrong and that, partly it was her fault. And so it was just two different things. She was noticing that there was some two-facedness going on there. And so that was her one thing. And then Andy asked Janet if she befriended Sheena and Kristen to get on TV. She said no. And she said the way Kristen is saying it's like she has good as gold posters all over her childhood walls. And I was like, do you?
She probably did. She probably bought Gina's album, the only one.
The only one.
Right.
You could buy me Sheena's album and I'll give it back.
Yeah, that was crazy, y'all. Kristen just kind of then said, look, I just think you're trying to be someone that you're not. And Kristen said she's developed an alter ego, and that's who she is on camera. And Danny nods his head in agreement. And then over on the couch, she was like, yeah, of course, the butt grabber would be laughing. And I'm thinking, girl, because those mics are hot. So everything they say gets picked up. But
no, not just that. On Peacock, they put it.
They do. I love the uncensored one. That's my
The
favorite.
editors are so messy. I love
They
it.
are messy. They are really messy. I love it. I'm here for it. So Janet tried to say that she didn't even know Danny and Nia before filming.
Nia debunked that.
She totally
did.
did.
A liar.
She did.
She sure did. She made them look like a couple fools.
She did.
Janet was like,
she did. She was like, girl, please. You were at my house, met my kids, met the dogs. Get out of here.
The first friend to go to their house and meet their kids.
I know.
And the dog.
Like, yep. Unbelievable.
I know. Yeah. It was crazy. And so Andy asked again, why go there? And we talked about that whole essay and then that it was Jason's after doing the research, and Zach said he researched it was considered battery. And then Andy asked him, he was like, all right, you're an attorney. So like, because he was really, I felt like Andy was trying to help, like say, look, would this even go to court? And then Kristen screams out, he's a workman's comp attorney. And he was like, well, yeah, but I still went to law school. And he admits, okay, no, I don't think a DA would pick this up. And I'm like, okay, then that's the point. Again, you're talking about a guy that got sloppy, handsy with people he knew, and apologized profusely. I think it's ridiculous. I'm not minimizing, again, I'm not minimizing that. If it bothered them, they should have spoke up.
If the accuser said to end it,
then it should be ended. Right. She should not keep going with the narrative. Absolutely not. But see, Jasmine in that moment kept jumping in there saying, well, yeah, that's what it was. Or yeah, well, yeah.
I think Jasmine wants to solidify her spot.
I know, but I just don't see her. I don't see a need to bring it back.
I think it's counter working in her favor, to be honest. I don't think it's cementing her spot at all. I think she looks ridiculous. Plus, like, for Jason, like, this is like your career. Imagine like a reputable law firm. This is who you want on national television representing.
Yeah, but you have a fool like Janet in your ear telling you, yeah, it's going to be great. The fans are going to love it.
But it doesn't matter because he keeps preaching about how smart he is and you're like a lawyer. But like, this is like, the show is 5 minutes of your life. Your career is your career. And like, what law firm?
And anyone that preaches how smart they are, they're not smart.
That's true.
Yeah, if you're really that smart, you don't have to talk about it.
If you have to say how smart you are, money talk, wealth whispers, like analogy. I know you guys don't like when I do this. Real Housewives of Miami. Stephanie screams about her plane, this, that. Dr. Nicole doesn't even tell us about her $85,000 bag that's on her arm.
She doesn't.
But I digress.
Guys, we have a comment. Gracie, hi, welcome back. She says, I'm back. The reunion part was wild. It was. She says, I just want to know what Jason and Janet want from Danny. Like, what can he say that will be enough for them? Amen, sister, because that's what we're saying.
I don't know. I feel like they want to nail him to the cross, like Vicky Gunvalson, nail him to the cross, like Jesus Christ, like leave him alone. Leave the guy alone. What do they want from him?
But I don't think that they even know what they want from him because Janet kept saying over and over again, own up to it, own up to it. What did he spend all season doing?
No, he did.
Apologize. He was on a whole apology tour. I was like,
But to the same people over and over and over again, and like it was never enough.
It was never enough. It was like
I was
Groundhog
like,
Day. Yeah.
this week he's apologizing again. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep early. Like, enough.
I know. I
Plus,
know.
like, I want to know, like, do you think that Jasmine ever voiced to Danny, like, I don't like being touched? Because again, like, friends are flirty and friends touch. Like I said, I'm like the
No,
number one guilty
I
person.
don't.
If a
I
friend,
think that
if a
whatever
friend ever
happened
voiced
with,
to me, like, I don't like that, I would stop.
I think whatever happened got blown out of proportion, and then it was a game of telephone, and then Jasmine stuck with whatever story was suited the what's the word?
Like the narrative, like the
The
show.
narrative the
Well,
best.
they even say that when Jasmine told Janet what happened, she was like, "You do realize that's SA, right?" And so she was the one that was perpetuating. She was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is." So she kept needling her to go with that. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't bother her. Of course, I'm sure it did. And I'm assuming she wouldn't keep bringing it up if it didn't. I mean, in the beginning, she said something, but I feel like Janet kept pushing her to keep going with it. I really do. And so,
I feel like Janet wants to destroy Danny and Nia because they have what she wants.
yeah.
But Janet and Jason have to understand, like, everything's on television. Like, we're seeing it. So, like, when Janet kept perpetuating also, like, well, he just wanted to sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug. Sweep it under the rug is all we talked about all season.
Yeah, but we're talking about the same Janet that lied and said she moved to Switzerland because of the fans, but then put out a video 2 days later saying that it was a planned family vacation. This is the same Janet we're talking about. So, really, when Janet's mouth moves, she's lying.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
And she has her husband on such a short leash that when they get divorced in 5 years, again, I'm quoting Vicky Gumbelson, 5 years, call me in 5 years when you get divorced because that ain't gonna last. He's
Yeah.
not gonna listen. He's not gonna be on that leash for so long.
Yeah.
Men get sick of it.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me in
If
this.
he's already taking off his wedding ring and has to get it tattooed, obviously he's fed up.
You're probably right.
Allegedly, he takes it. Everything's allegedly. Everything, one more time on this podcast, is alleged.
Absolutely. Hence the word alleged, actually. It's fully
But he doesn't allegedly have a tattoo on his finger. He has one.
yeah,
They
that's
probably
actually
charge him $20.
yeah. So okay, y'all. I think I misspoke when I said when Andy asked for people to raise their hands. What he said was he wanted a show of hands who thought Janet
This
was being
part got me
reckless.
so upset with Michelle. I can't even defend her, Joseph.
What?
See, Michelle was the least of my issues. It was
No,
Brittany
when
that
she
really
didn't
pissed
raise
me
her
off.
hand, that was disgusting.
She's a Janet soldier. Why would that
She
surprise
is a
you?
Janet soldier.
No, you want to know what I think? I don't think she's a Janet soldier. I think Janet knows a lot about her. And those, like, Michelle's probably killing herself right now that, damn, I shouldn't have told Janet this. I shouldn't have told Janet that. Now she's using it against me. So, yeah, she might be a Janet soldier just because Janet knows shit about her.
That's possible because she definitely. I mean, one of her biggest gripes about Jesse was that Jesse tried to shame her and make her look bad all season. So she definitely cares how she comes across. As I mean, we all.
Jessie didn't have to make her look bad. She did it on
I
her own.
completely agree. Completely
And,
agree.
and I'm one that argues for Michelle, and I was Team Michelle until she didn't raise that hand.
Yeah, yeah. Gracie says, I think misery loves company, and Michelle and Janet are both miserable people. Agreed.
I agree too, but I think that Michelle would mesh well with Nia and Kristen, but Janet has something on that girl. I'm telling you, listen, there's nothing else that could convince me otherwise.
She must have some on Brittany too, because that's pretty crazy.
Like
Definitely
Brittany,
does.
the
Brittany, I don't,
whole
do you think that I believe that Brittany was loyal to Jax? No. And there's those certain friends, Janet, that you say, "Oh, cover for me," and now it's like, Janet, listen, this is all alleged. This is all in my head. This is what I think.
That's her
It's
point.
not
Yeah.
true. So I think that maybe, yeah, she knows something about Brittany and Michelle, and they have to back her on the show because she can't be the only bozo the clown.
I mean, maybe because like the way that Brittany sat there the whole time and was just like quiet and complicit, like that makes you just as guilty.
It does. It
You're
does.
gonna fix your
It was funny.
strap, and the most
Yeah,
important.
gross. That
It,
was gross behavior, and I'm
it
so
was
happy that the
very.
internet picked up on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Because that was
I
gross.
feel like she knows something about not Nia, Michelle and Brittany, and that's why they're her soldiers. And either Valley season 3 is going to be the same as 2 and 1, or she's going to air them out. So we'll see.
Could be. Y'all, and look, didn't y'all think it was crazy that when she kept going with the narrative of, him being this awful guy that touches women when he drinks, to then doubling down and saying, and you know what else? He called Michelle a whore. Y'all, he never called her. He repeated the rumor that Jesse said about her sleeping with the billionaire for 50.
And
Let
he
me
thought
say
the
this.
cameras were down.
Right. But to even, I mean, that, and to me, that was prime example, I think, of even what Kristen was trying to get at. You take something, a word, a few things, twist it up to make it this big, terrible thing to just support your narrative of,
Just a
hey,
horrible game of telephone. But they
horrible.
don't realize that they're messing with people's
But it's not
reputations.
telephone. It's just Janet making stuff up.
She literally made that up. Right.
Janet's bored. Like, she's really bored. She needs to, like,
She's gonna bore herself out
take
that
go to
show.
I don't think
mommy
she's
and
bored. I
me.
think she's desperate to stay on the show, and I think
That
that
part.
she thinks that this is her
She
cheap
doesn't have
way
to
to
be
the show.
desperate. She's Lord Voldemort. She's gonna be on the show. They need a villain.
Right, but she thinks that this is her being a good villain. It's not.
It's not. No, I agree.
You know who a good villain is? Like Larsa. Like she's a good villain, and Larsa still has fans. Janet, it's like it's way above beyond. It's like
I'm not a
so.
Larsa fan.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know who's a Larsa fan, but not me.
Not me.
Larsa does have fans, and I
Not me,
think
but I will tell you, I think that Larsa is good for the show.
Larsa
I
should
think she's
teach
a
a
good housewife.
class. Larsa should teach a class on how to date guys your son's age and have them pay for everything.
I don't know how she does it either. But hey,
I mean, tonight, Real Housewives of Miami, her and Lisa get into it over Marcus. So
I can't wait. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
I 7:27. I don't know if it's 8 or 9, but I will be watching.
I will too.
Janet wants to be Lindsay Hubbard, but Lindsay Hubbard is actually likable to you if y'all watch Summer House.
I do watch Summer House. Yeah. You know what? Good point. Lindsay is more likable because Lindsay has, I mean, she's done some horrible things to her friends and, the way that she acts. But then there are moments that they connect. And I don't know.
I'm
She's not.
look at me fixing my strap.
Oh, no. You're fixing your strap now.
I'm not a Lindsay fan.
I'm not either. I don't like the way that she did my boy. I don't like the way he did her either. I mean, that was just not a relationship that was going to work.
I don't like Lindsay not because of Carl. I don't like Lindsay because of her pretentious, woe is me, it's all about me attitude. Like, it's never like she's very. The last season when she was pregnant was the most
Yeah.
tolerable season she's
Maybe that's
had
why it
since the
kind of
show
switched up.
started.
Yeah, because she was tolerable in the season before that. She was awful to Carl, though. She was. I mean, killed all his dreams. But we're ADHD in it again, y'all.
Did you
Let me
see his
land this
soft
plane.
bar?
Huh? Oh, the way that was terrible.
No. Did you see the soft bar?
I haven't seen it. I know it didn't do well, but yeah.
It looks like a van. It is a van.
All right, you two, focus on the valley.
I know, right? Back to the valley. All right, so we go now. Andy brings up the Zen party, and he brings up the confrontation between Zach and Brittany, and Andy asks how they doing now, and she's like, they talk every day, they love each other, and they're in such a better place. And she talks about how caught off guard she was in the moment, and when she watched it back, because she was like, I had nothing to do with that conversation, so I didn't get it. However, I want to say that I'm sure that was the whole season mounting up on the way that she did not show up for him as a friend, and it finally just came all out. Like,
It's like a pimple that went boink.
That part.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's gonna like disagree that Zach's a way better friend to Brittany than she is to him.
Heck yeah. Yeah. 1,000%.
I would have kicked Brittany to the curb if I was Zach.
So would I.
Should. She gaslights him. She gaslights him whenever he gets upset. Don't do that, honey. You know I love you. Oh, don't you cry. I love you.
I love you. You're my friend.
Yeah, when Andy asked what place are you in now, she didn't answer the question. She was like, "Oh, he knows I love him." That wasn't the question Andy asked.
I don't think they're in a good place.
Zach held back. He didn't say everything he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they're in a good place at all.
I mean, probably from her perspective. Let's see. What is Gracie? I'm not either at all, but she has fans. That was my point. Oh, talking about Lindsay. Yeah.
Oh, is that when I was throwing shade at Lindsay? Listen, I'm not a Lindsay fan. I'm not an Amanda fan. I'm not a Paige fan. I'm not a Summer Girl fan. House Girl fan. I don't even like the guys. I just watch the show. I think I like West. That's it.
I don't like West. But we'll talk about
and that. Gabby. West and Gabby. They're the two most unproblematic ones.
That's about, but she fades into the background, but we'll talk about that. So. Yeah. All right. So we finished talking about excuse me, the confrontation between Zach and Brittany. And then Andy wants to know the background of their relationship, their friendship. They have been friends for 20 years. They met when Brittany was cheering at EKU, and Zach was dating a guy that she cheered with, and they became best friends, never looked back. She ends up in LA with Jax, and Zach, who was getting his MBA. Zach is smart. You know what I'm saying? And he had decided he was either going to go to New York or LA. When Brittany ended up in LA, he followed suit, and the rest is history. And then he asked Danny about how Jax has him blocked on everything and why that was. And he was like, so he can talk behind my back. And so he can probably say, you know, I'm out drinking somewhere. In fact, when I'm home with my kids, which that's a shame. And then Andy asked if that's why he brought up that he slept with his staff. And that's when Brittany chimes in to try to overcompensate. I'm like, girl, shut up. He probably does. But Luke does say, you did come in the bar I was at with some blonde, honey. So he's like, I don't know if you went home and smashed, but you were there with her. So, hey, that's a credible source. Luke don't seem like he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, Luke doesn't have a reason to lie.
Nope.
Right.
Nope. That he doesn't. So, let's see. Then from there, pretty much, we get into, we also talked about, back at the Zen party, apparently Jesse's girlfriend made an appearance, Lacey, when she thought that they were done filming. And Jesse complains that, you know, as soon as she gets there, you know, there's a mic and a boom over her head. And he was like, this is what we do, man. It's a reality show. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I like Andy's answer to him, because if he's like, Aaron gets paid for it. Yeah, but he signed up for it. If your girlfriend is going to be with you, knows you're a reality star, going to pull up where you're filming, bitch, film.
Yep. It was actually one of my favorite parts about the reunion. And you know, I'm not a big Andy Cohen fan.
I know.
I loved how he put Jesse in his place in there.
Too.
And was like, she's coming to a cast event and thinks she's not going to be filmed or whatever. Get out of here.
Right. It was good to me. And Jesse then kind of was shut down. I'm like, take that. Yep. Y'all, and did y'all hear that she's now doubled down or responded? Because when Andy asked about what happened, because apparently Michelle and her got into a screaming match, or allegedly a screaming match. She didn't really want to talk about it because she said that Lacey had threatened her with legal action. Well, Lacey comes back on her Instagram and says that was not true. And she also alleged that when she got to the party, that Aaron was drunk and that Aaron put his hands on her. And so, and that Jasmine actually had a video of it that she was like, Michelle begged her to delete, but she was like, I hope she'll share the footage, which she's not. But yeah, so there's that.
Wow, I didn't hear any of that. That is tea.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that, but
this is an Instagram post. It's too tiny for us to read.
I kind of don't believe that Aaron would put his hands on a woman.
I don't know. Like I said,
Maybe he screamed and yelled, but I don't see, like, especially in a setting like that, I don't see him putting his hands on a woman. And wouldn't he have gotten locked up?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they said that was more, and she said that she never threatened legal advice. I'll actually read it. I have it on my phone.
But we know she's threatened legal in the past, so why wouldn't we believe that she was threatening it now?
She claimed that, this is what she said. Okay, copy and pasting, LOL. Well, now I low-key want to defend myself. I never threatened anything legal to Michelle after this night. I was never suing her. She didn't have a lawyer. I sent her and only her one letter in June regarding a statement she filmed saying where she said I endangered kids. This is both damaging and untrue. She personally replied, no lawyer needed, and said she won't say that again. IDK, how that streamrolled into her and Janet dragging me about being sue happy. By the way, I've never sued anyone in my life. I felt totally backed into a corner about looking like a bad parent person at the finale. I showed up after cameras were down, so it wasn't a closed set. Her drunk boyfriend grabbed me and I left. That's what happened. Jasmine has a video. Michelle begged her to delete it. I assume because she is screaming, not me, and hope they air the security footage. EXO.
So now that you read that, I do believe he grabbed her, but to separate them.
Could be, yeah.
I do believe he grabbed her, yes, but I believe he grabbed her to separate them. I don't believe he grabbed her in a malicious way or to hit her or to hurt her. I believe he grabbed her to separate them because Michelle is, and we've seen it, very aggressive.
Yeah. So y'all, pretty much that was pretty much the reunion. They wrap things up. They allow Brittany to do the first there was resolution. Let me stop. Zach and Janet, they decide to follow each other again. Apparently, Janet had started following him back on Instagram, but he needed to follow her. He extended the olive branch. And then Andy asked Jesse to say something nice about Michelle. And he said that he used to really love her and that he was glad that she had found someone that is more nurturing and can give her the attention she needs. And everybody's like, was that really nice? I guess. And then Michelle basically said that she thought Jesse was a good father and she loved watching him and Isabella on the show together, which they were sweet.
He is a good father, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And so Brittany wraps him up with the toast, y'all. And I don't know. What are y'all looking forward to for season 3, if anything?
Dude, her toast.
No, Jax.
I think that everyone shared a lot. I would like Brittany to tell us what Janet and Jason shared.
Would they share? Nothing.
Oh, no, that's true. When she said everybody shared so much, they didn't share anything. You're right.
They shared their son, I think, in one scene. Was it one scene?
I still don't know if Janet has a job. Like, I don't know what these people do. I don't know what their likes are. I don't know about their family. I don't know anything about them.
Where's my iPad? I could Google if she has a job. Let me get my computer.
I don't understand. No, Amira, I don't even care. But
right.
They
No, now I want to know if she has a job.
I think everyone here shares much. They didn't share anything.
They didn't.
Well, you want to know something? The people that share the least are the ones that are criminals. Allegedly.
Well, guys,
look how little Teresa shared in season 1, and then she
better watch your mouth Teresa this podcast.
Boy, bye. You know I'm a Teresa fan. I met
her. I think that season 3, I do think that Janet and Jason, unfortunately, will be back. What I'm hoping for is that it is the roles are reversed, and it's like the Janet and Jason takedown season.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Hold on, we're gonna find out if Janet has a job.
Thank you for that, Amira. Let's see. Gracie said Jesse looked like a deer in headlights the way Andy clocked him. Oh yeah, he did. He did.
Okay,
Sure
so on the show The Valley, Janet is known for previously working as an executive assistant. She also worked as an assistant for Cameron Diaz's wine company, Avalon, for 2 years. Currently, Joseph, she is taking a break from her career to focus on her newborn, her husband,
In her show.
who is an attorney.
Yeah,
Her career.
I know.
She had 2 jobs for like 2 years apiece. Get out of here.
I know. I know. I know. I know. Well, all in all, I will give The Valley some kudos. I was entertained this season. I was.
Yeah,
There were things
definitely.
I definitely didn't like, but overall, I enjoyed the season. I definitely like you, Joey. I want to see that role reversal. I want to see them go after Janet and Jason on season 3. Take them.
Well, Sheena is allegedly signed on for season 3. Is Sheena friends with Janet?
Yeah, she is. She is friends with Janet. That's what I'm saying. So, like, what is that? I mean, like, and then
But
people
is
have said they like
Lala?
this. Who?
Yeah, we
Is
saw them
Lala?
all. We saw Lala. We saw
Oh
Janet.
yeah, Lala.
Yeah, but Lala
Janet and
can
Michelle
only
on
handle someone for 10 minutes and then she gets gangster and she wants to pop them. And
Which, you
Lala
know
is
what? And you
mellowed.
know what? And they all keep saying, right? Janet's different while filming, so maybe Lala won't put up with that.
Oh no. She would take her
so
right down.
there you go. So let's just hope that Janet shows who she is next season. To the cast, not to us. We already know who she is.
Well,
Right.
absolutely. Right. All right. So Gracie, thanks for tuning in.
I think 19 minutes to watch Real Housewives of Miami if it starts at 8. And we get 2 episodes tonight.
Yes. So we're gonna let all of our lovely Bravo besties out there go watch Real Housewives of Miami. And when does OC come on? Is that tonight too?
Tonight.
Tonight. It's gonna be double Miami and then OC, but like I love Shannon, but if she crashes out and calls Katie by her full name, I'm just Joseph, you'll be getting a message. I love you guys. It's just as soon as Shannon says the full government name, you know that she's gonna crash out.
Always. Well, that's Shannon. I mean, let's be clear. Yeah, that's her.
Well, I'm just still waiting for Alexis and John to get married, so we shall see.
Ew. All right. On that note, guys.
Hopefully we'll talk Miami. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thank you for being on. This has been a lot of fun. And thank all of y'all for watching tonight. Thank you, Gracie, for your comments. Y'all, we will be back next week. I guess we will be switching gears with some Miami OC.
Hopefully. Bring me some Miami. Ay, por favor.
All right. We're going to do it. So y'all got to come back next week and join us. And as always, have a wonderful night, guys. Go watch some Bravo.
I am. Miami time. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.